Welcome to the 2020 Archery GB National Tour Finals. We are here at Lillishall National Sports Centre as it plays host for the third time to the finals in this totally unprecedented year. I am John Knott, and today I'm joined by Richard Priestman to give us some expert insight into what's going on. Today's weather, it's going to be warm, it's going to be bright, but it's going to be the odd fun gust for the archers. Here are the brackets for today's matches. Richard, good morning.
Morning.
Is there a few outstanding matches, any that really leap out to you?
Yes, well, the first one up, of course, is Jasprit against Naomi. Fascinating. Reigning champion Jasprit, she'll been training really hard for this. Naomi's just come back from injury and rehab. She's shooting a lighter bow than she normally would, so the light breezes might be a little challenging for her. Let's see.
Yeah, every match has got its own little interesting story today, and we'll talk about
Bryony, obviously the GB #1 against Yulia, up-and-coming archer who's been training really hard for this.
Brilliant.
Fascinating for Ruby and Helen, two newcomers here. They'll be really excited, and I'm sure there'll be some nerves between them. They'll be trying really hard to shoot well.
Yep.
And then Sarah has been shooting very steadily, improved the last few years, and then Becky, who she's shooting for another country now.
She's going to shoot for Ireland now.
Yes. So again, fascinating. Let's see how they do.
That's a really exciting lineup. Okay then, brilliant. We'll be getting in our archers for our first match, and then we will be underway. Okay, so we have our first quarter-final here today, and it is Naomi Folkard versus Jasprit Sagu. Interestingly, in the last 3 years, these two have contested the gold medal final twice, in 2017 in Birmingham and then last year in Caldecott Castle. Each of those matches, they've each won one and both had a silver medal. Naomi Folkard, the only archer to feature in all 12 editions of these finals. As Richard just mentioned, she's shooting an incredibly light bow today after 6 months of shoulder rehab. So, Richard, what's going to be important in this match?
It's consistency, really. They've all got to hold the nerve. They've got, well, first then, they've got to find the middle, haven't they?
Yes.
I think they've got to get centred, make sure the sights are right, because it's different direction, different. It's quite windy on the practice field.
Yeah.
So this first one is, yeah, let's see where they go.
Steady start there from Jasprit with an 8, slightly to the right. That's where the compounds were all starting yesterday.
Well, there's an easterly drift, which will just take it left to right.
Similar place for Naomi. That's just down to the bow weights, I'm guessing.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Nice shot.
Really strong looking shot there from Jasprit. Very good height from both the archers. And the arrows.
They've got that right.
That's narrow the set. 10 will square it, the points. Slight overcompensation. So anything you notice there from the two? How are they looking?
The first couple of shots I liked. They were good control. Both the last arrows looked a little bit shaky. I think they're trying a little bit too hard.
Yep.
But that's the nature of set system. Every set comes down to the last arrow.
Yes.
Usually you're in it with one go. If you need a 10 or a 9 to tie the set or to win the set, and that has its added pressures.
Yep. So we'll get the COVID subject out early today. How, obviously everyone in the world has been affected in some way or different ways, but having not really had chances to compete, and a lot of people have trained and used the time to rehab from injuries or do big rebuilds of techniques. How coming into an event with no practice and no 4 months of shooting, is it?
It's a big challenge. I mean, I think most of them have been doing some kind of shooting. Some have better facilities than others. I think most have seen us take the opportunity to work on technique, get over injuries, So very little, if no competition, hasn't there? So that's from being normal shooting the competition every week.
Yeah.
Now, oh my God, I've got a competition, and
Yeah.
heart rates will be much higher than normal, I think.
Yeah, I agree. That was very evident yesterday at points.
And when you're nervous, that bow suddenly feels 5 pounds heavier.
And the arrow's an inch longer.
Exactly.
That's a good shot.
Yes,
9.
nice shot. It's good to watch people's eyes when they're at full draw. Just see that focus of concentration.
I was surprised that went up high. It looked a good shot.
Your last arrow went high as well.
Mm.
Could be some extra adrenaline there.
Yeah. Naomi's found her centre.
Yeah, I mean, I biggest part of my job is observation and watching how techniques hold together.
Yep.
I love to see a good follow through.
It's a nice morning this morning. There's a little bit of breeze, but it should be more than manageable.
She wasn't happy with that one.
A 10 to steal the set from Jaspreet. 9, so
Yeah.
it looks, we'll wait for confirmation, but a set point each. A little bit of adrenaline there from Naomi with her arrow.
I think there's some jangling nerves there. It's just trying to remember what being a competitor is.
Yeah.
That's a different animal from the training animal.
Yes. But she's been reduced. She's been on under 100 hours a week, is it now, for 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago she was on. She's on 60 hours a day now.
Yeah, 3 times a week,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah,
that's it. So that's it's very hard to repeat your shot.
Yeah.
To remember how it feels from arrow to arrow. Your repetition's a big part of what these guys need to do.
Yeah. So Jaspreet is leading 3 set points to 1. She got a little bit of a let off in set number 2.
Yeah, it has to be said. The national tour is really important to all the archers here, and
Yes.
they really want to win it. It's it's a big desire there. They
Yeah.
but, good conditions. I'd like to shoot in this.
That looked brilliant. I was going to
Beautiful,
say
yes,
that was a
beautiful.
very good shot.
If anybody's studied Naomi's shot in the past, she's simplified a lot.
Yes.
Made it look a lot better, so it'll be better in the long run.
I'm really shocked. That looked a great shot from Jaspreet. She's just getting a little bit of right hand, isn't she?
If you just look at the holes on the target, you can see she's not grouped centre.
No. Another nice arrow there from Naomi. If Jaspreet shot compound, we'd call her an aimer.
Yes, she's much more of a static kind of archer.
Very
She's
strong.
an aimer.
Yeah, that's a
she's
good
found
shot
it.
there.
Naomi's more of a movement archer.
Yes.
She has a constant movement. So 2 different styles of shooting, really. Less precise on the aim.
Controlled the nerves with that one. Do you want to run out and just put a click on her sight down?
Yes.
Today there will be commentator interventions on sight movement.
Coaches always want to move sights on the archers. So.
Strong looking arrow from Jaspreet, but it looks like Naomi is just stolen that set to take it to 3 points. Oh, it's a tense little affair, isn't it?
This is great, yeah. I mean, as a spectator observer, I love to see shoot-offs, and I hope we get some today.
Didn't get one yesterday. It was very disappointing.
When you're in the coach behind the archer, of course, you don't want that. You want them to win, of course. But watching we want it as exciting as possible.
Yeah. So the other big change we've made for this year, and it comes down to COVID, is we've not allowed any coaches to be in the area. They're not even on the practice range. They're all stood up observing. So how's that going to make for athletes to not have someone to chat to in between these ends?
Yeah, I think the biggest benefit of the coach in the boxes is that you can't coach, but it's keeping the archers calm or firing them up in between ends.
Yeah.
Resetting after if they won a set or lost a set, they need to reset, and just idle chat there really helps them. So now they have to work that out for themselves.
Like moving their sight.
Yes, reminders, because it's
Yes.
amazing how archers don't see group patterns in a match.
No, I 100% agree with that. When I was shooting, I didn't look enough at my pattern.
No, you know where the arrow is, but the group doesn't register in your mind, and it's easy to make mistakes.
Yeah. So set number 4, Jaspreet leading off. A little bit low. I feel her shots are looking better than she's scoring at the moment.
She's worked very hard on technique, I know that. Again, Naomi needs to move aside. Come on, Gnomes.
You know, if you told her, she'd snap.
She'd get angry.
That was a good shot. 9, strong 9. So 17 for Jaspreet after 2 hours.
Jaspreet has more of a horizontal shot.
Yeah.
Whereas Naomi's a lot more vertical. 2 different styles of shooting.
I'm surprised that one. But then that's the very lightweight, isn't it? You can't get away with anything on a lightweight bow.
No. Your Jaspreet will be on probably at least £10 more.
Yeah. That wasn't very... I could see her release came out there from her face, and the arrow did dip low. So 9 to steal the set. 8. So that's another tie, I reckon. There's some liners down there this time from Jaspreet. We'll wait for official confirmation.
Yeah. As a coach, I want to see a good finish to the shot. I want to see a good follow through.
Yep.
Any kind of hand coming away from the face, another string hand, you're seeing a little bit of hesitation.
Yes.
I think it's in a competition you need to exaggerate the good things that you do.
Yes.
Just to try and maximise what you've got.
They have got in the black boxes just in front of the archers, by the way, are very clear monitors that they can see the target face very clearly, and they're the only person who's shot on there, so they can see those holes if they choose not to look at them and register. Yeah.
In fact, even archers, when they're looking through the telescopes, they don't always see the group.
It's very important to look straight through a telescope as well, though, isn't it?
Under the pressure competition, you don't always take in the information.
No. Okay, so final set, it is 4 points all, so we're basically down to a 1-set match now, Richard.
Yes. Or another tie into a shoot-off, maybe.
Yep. Important to get a good first arrow in now, isn't it?
It's a long hold.
Very.
But she made a good shot.
Yeah, she kept it strong though. Cracking shot there from Naomi, just above the 10. Ooh, that's the shot you want in this situation, isn't it? Much quicker.
Yes, yeah.
Lovely pair of arrows there. So now we've basically got a 1 arrow match. And 8, a little bit high, so 10 to win, 9 to tie. Oh, an 8.
What a
Very valiant effort there.
good match.
Brilliant first match. Hopefully that set the pace for the day for the rest of our matches coming up. What were the key points in that match, do you think?
I think both of them struggled to get centred until towards the end. I think that was a thing. That's always a problem in a match, because 3 hours is not much time each set to actually get centred. I think they both held the nerve. I think they both grew into the match.
Yes.
I think with Jaspreet, her strength is her actual strength. She's a very strong lady. Never stops trying. I think she'll always give anybody a tough match.
Yeah,
and she prevailed here.
Does that pay off in those tight situations like that?
Yes, of course. When you have to dig deep when you need a good last arrow. Naomi, you could see perhaps just short of arrows in practice, in training, and obviously a long time since she had a competition. But I'm pleased.
Nearly a year.
I think as a coach, I'm really pleased with the technique. I think that I'm really pleased with that, and she'll go back into training now, and she's got a long winter of hard work ahead of her.
She even had to she worked out today how if she progressed in the day, how many arrows she could actually shoot in practice this morning as well, because she mustn't go over a number of arrows per day. But I think Naomi will be very pleased with that, and Jaspreet got through an edgy one there as defending champion as well. You feel that with extra pressure, don't you?
Well, of course, extra pressure, and she'll be back on the training field and ready for the next one, won't she?
Fantastic. That was a brilliant start to the day, and we'll now wait the archers for our second match. Obviously, face changing because of COVID regulations takes longer than normal, because they have to take the face off, then they have to go and wash their hands, change their gloves with the fresh match for the next time.
Right, yes. No, we can't be too careful.
Yeah.
I think with COVID, everybody's learned to be a lot more patient. Nothing's a rush anymore. We have to just,
I agree.
I think everyone's be a bit more chilled, really.
Okay, so target face is just going on. As we said, it does take a little bit longer than normal. Squaring the targets up. Excellent. So our archers will now be coming in for the next match. Quarterfinal number 2 of the 2020 National Tour Finals, and this match features Sarah Bettles and Rebecca Tippin. Richard, what were you going to be looking for in this one?
I think just see how both the nerves hold up. They're actually both very good friends. They get on very well with each other. They've trained a lot over the years. I've not seen what Becky's been doing during the lockdown. I don't know where she's at. I've seen Sarah quite a bit. She's just slowly getting back into full training.
Yep.
A little bit inconsistent at times, sometimes awesome.
Yeah.
She's just been taking it quite gently, because we're still in pre-season.
Yes, we
are. The main training hasn't started yet, so it's still a little bit strange for them all.
She's very excited about a new riser yesterday when I was chatting to her.
Very nice new bow. She responds very well to new kit, the shiny new toy system syndrome.
Okay, so Rebecca Tippin leading off on end number 1. High 6, so similar to where the others started. Will Sarah have a centre? Nice high 9 there. That's a decent first arrow from Bettles.
That should settle the nerves a bit.
Yeah. It's just that not knowing, isn't it, if your sight's going to be right. She wasn't strong at full draw on that one. Well,
Lovely.
Sarah means business. You could see it in her face.
Actually looking very relaxed there.
Nice. That'll settle her down, I think.
Yes, just a little bit shaky. I think she needs to just relax a little bit.
The 9 there from Sarah. So Sarah's, it's quite bizarre. National tour, we got a lot of stats and stuff. I think Sarah, this is like Sarah's 4th or 5th finals.
Yes.
And she's never had a podium. It's really strange.
No, I mean, she's been outstanding when she's been shooting for Great Britain.
Yep.
And I don't know whether she's felt a bit extra pressure shooting domestically, but she's a lot more relaxed and a lot more focused abroad.
She's had some rough. She's always ended up on what you know. Sometimes you look at a draw and you go, oh, "That's a hard side." The draw, or that's an
Yes.
I hate that the word "easy" is wrong, but you end up with your key people on the same side. She's had early matches with Bryony's, Naomi's, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I guess with Great Britain in recent years, as the strength and depth has improved a lot.
It has.
Yeah, the developing archers are coming through, which it makes it tougher for the top guys. They can never relax. So Becky needs to reset now. It's just a set she's lost. She's found the middle.
Yep. She's had she's been able to go and shoot because Merredin's been open fairly early on.
Yeah, it's a lovely place to shoot, isn't it?
Set number 2. Rebecca Tippin will lead off. Sarah Bettles leads 2 set points to 0.
Yeah, so for our viewers, the Lilleshall was closed during the lockdown, so the national archers couldn't train here.
She doesn't look settled at all. No, I can see some nerves in her face. It's a bit better. But you can see the windsock, when they do the back camera view, you can see the windsock's not even moving, and that's at about 60 metres here.
Yes, so they're in. There's just a drift rather than in. That's enough to move the arrow a little bit.
Yeah.
Not very much. I don't know what draw weight bow Becky's shooting. I know Sarah's shooting 44 pounds on her fingers, which is
it's a good poundage.
It's a good poundage with quite a heavy arrow.
9, yeah.
So the wind drift should be less for her.
Yeah.
If
Sarah
there is
looks
any drift.
really in control, actually, doesn't she? She's very calm.
So just to give listeners an idea, so at the moment Sarah's shooting between 1,000 and 1,200 arrows
a week.
Yes. She's just starting to ramp it up a little bit. She likes to shoot arrows, and she'll shoot long sessions. She works a lot on repetition.
Yes. I suppose sometimes this is where someone like Becky now would like to be able to chat to a coach.
Yes, because something's not quite right. You need someone to.
It's not settled.
Just some magic words, really, just to change the thinking and focus on something else, and then what was a problem disappears.
Yes. Yeah, just take your mind off it.
But many matches can be turned around from 4-0 down or 5-1 down. Nothing's ever lost, but of course, you have to hit the middle.
Set number 3. Make a tip in on target number 2. We'll shoot first. Looking to find her consistency, because she's more than capable of matching Sarah Bettles' level. We know that. That's gone low. I'm not sure if that's scoring or not. Sarah Battles has gone low there as well, which I'm surprised at.
Surprising to see the low shots.
Yeah. Sometimes if your opponent's not in the middle, it's harder to find it, isn't it?
Yes, yes, your thinking will change.
That's a better shot.
Good shot, yes.
She really shoots them. Her execution is purposeful.
Always a very good bow arm.
Yeah. So Sarah Battles has got a practice arrow for her final arrow of her quarterfinal. There we go. So 6-0 to Sarah Battles.
Yes, nice match for her. She's looking on good form.
So
she knows where the middle is now.
She'll come back to face Jazz Preet in our first semi-final.
That'll be a fantastic match, won't it? Yes.
Very tough match for both of those athletes because they're, I would say, shooting on a par to each other. But we must wait for official confirmation of everything. Go on, Sarah, smile. Very serious.
Yes, she did smile in the end.
Yeah. Quick change of target faces. Let's just see some of Sarah Battles in action. Really weak in her front arm, Rebecca Tippin there. I think Richard, I'm not sure why.
I think she was shaking quite a bit, so I don't know quite what was going on there, whether she was suffering with something.
Well, not sure if it's nerves or fitness.
Yeah, that's the thing. The bow can feel 5 pounds heavy if you put too much pressure on yourself.
Yes.
You can either, when you put the force on to shoot the bow, you can either create movement or you create shaking.
Yes.
And then there's no movement, and then you have to force the shot off, and then little errors creep in. I've been there. It's not a nice situation to be in.
No.
It takes a little while to fix, but of course you can fix it. It's just how you use your muscles.
Yes. We
need smooth, easy, light feelings. Creating tension is a problem.
Yeah.
You just block your shot.
But if there's anyone at home who's been struggling to get to practice or get to their club regularly, because I know a lot of clubs are open now, but they're a bit restricted. You can only do a 2-hour session. And shooting at home in your garden, if it's not safe, is not advisable at all. What type of things could people do to help themselves?
Well, you can get contraptions you can put on your bow now. There's the kind of shot trainers you can bolt onto the bow, so you don't need a target.
Yes.
That's a great way to. You can actually shoot in front of a mirror and actually coach yourself.
Yeah.
And also shooting and releasing with the shot trainer 4Masters as well. There's lots of little things you can use which you can shoot anywhere, anytime. If you talk to the archery shops, talk to your coaches, they can advise how you can do that.
Okay. Now it's time for quarter-final number 3, and this features Ruby Paul and Helen Faulkner. So Helen made the finals last year down in Caldecott, and she actually shot really well. But she was against a very in-form Jazz Preet, I think, or Briney, who shot amazing.
Yes,
and then this is Ruby's debut in the finals.
I mean, Ruby is one of our up-and-coming archers. I know she's had some serious injuries.
Yeah.
And it's been a long rehab for her, and she's had to change the technique to some kind of more might look like more difficult movements, but she has a lot of clicking and clunking around the
Yes.
scapula and the clavicles, and she has to really modify the technique to actually get to full draw.
Now, earlier I described Jaspreet as an aimer, Ruby is an attacker. I always feel she's got a fantastic execution.
Yes, good execution. The difficulty is a body to get to full draw.
Yeah.
Actually, it's changed since I last saw it. Helen's very experienced. She's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah. She shot a great domestic season all year last year to earn a spot in the finals and remain in the British top 8 to be here again today. So, as I said, and last year she was really, we talked about how a draw can affect it. She's got a bit of sun in her face there, though, at the moment.
Left-handed archers usually do.
Yeah, they're used to it. And she was on, I think it was Bryony. Bryony was absolutely on fire. It's a nice opener from Ruby.
Yes, she's up for it.
So I just think that sun's catching Helen at the moment. Have a hat. Always have a hat with you. And again, I know. I was talking to Ruby the other week. She was training at our club with her coach, and their club had got opened, and they were able to train again. And then some happened to the field. Some people moved onto it, and then it got shut. So they lost their field again for other reasons.
Very difficult for so many archers.
Some
clubs haven't even opened at all.
No.
And when we just want to shoot bows and arrows and enjoy our sport, and it's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's not just this country as well. Every country in the world's been compromised. You just see a little bit of a breeze starting there.
Yeah, you just got to keep an eye on that, haven't they? I'll just... Okay, and the tree, I say every year, it's so beautiful on the left.
Yes, it gets better each year.
This time of year particularly. Helen will lead off set number 2. No, bit high, just needs to give her sight a bit of a... There was she? She was adjusting it and pleased to see that. There you see that attack as she executes.
Yes, that arrow is going towards the target. She's very deliberate.
Yeah. Straight.
Helen looks a little bit anxious. She's not holding the follow through very long, is she?
No.
I like to see them hold that follow through till they hit the target.
I just wonder if that's the lack of not having shot 20 tournaments.
Yes. It's very hard to get your rhythm going, isn't it?
And that feel, that first competition arrow of the year is always uncomfortable. No. Good decision there from her. Come down and reset. Very brave, always in 20 seconds.
You have a time limit, but if there's time, it's not wrong to come down.
Oh, that was a shot. That could. We'll just wait on Helen's third arrow. See if that is a 7 or an 8. So it's either split points or Ruby takes it. I remember watching Ruby at when she won her bronze medal at the European Junior Champs in her final match for her bronze. And the way I described it was she absolutely bullied her opponent into defeat. I've never seen such a brutal beat up by anyone.
Well, in match play, if you shoot quickly, the other archer doesn't get any recovery time.
No.
So they feel rushed, and they can make mistakes just because they are rushed. They can't. It's a weapon you can use if you are a fast shooter.
And every set, she started with a 10, and that really sets up. It sets your sets up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Nice to see her get back to that form again.
Yes.
She had a difficult 12 months.
So set, it was confirmed. Ruby did get the set. So set number 3. Helen needs to win this set now to keep the match going. Oh. That's centre, isn't it? Just up there. It's just a bit high. Is that the draw that Ruby's having to do then?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not what you'd normally teach somebody, but it gets it to full draw without pain and
that's really important.
And you know, very noisy clicking joints.
Yeah. I want to go out and move the sights again, Richard. Look at the size of her group.
Yes.
It's a 10 size group.
Again, I think like Naomi, she needs to move her sight down a little bit.
Yeah. No. She's going to struggle. Nope. She got it away though. Fair play.
Very good.
A lot of composure to get that away. So Ruby needs an 8 for the match. Oh.
That's match play for you.
I know. You just, look at that. One that didn't play in the group. So, 4-2.
That should give Helen a little bit of confidence now for the next set.
She could have given up there when she came down with 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, it's never over. No. You know, you fight for every arrow. It's very much a mind game, head-to-head competition.
Yes.
You really, there's always opportunities. You wonder what's going through their minds at this point. What are they thinking?
This is the thing when they're... I think Ruby looks pretty calm, actually. I'm pretty quite composed.
After her injuries, I think she'd be just so excited just to be shooting again.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than you can't when you can't train and you can't shoot and you can't get to competitions. This is great. Competitions are there to be enjoyed.
Yes.
It's not it shouldn't be a chore or a punishment or a stress. This is. I'd like to see a few more smiling faces.
No, that's not what she wanted. So it's a chance for Ruby to start a bit of a lead on this set. Similar area though.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Move the sight. Better looking shot from Helen there, but she's lost the centre.
Yes, because the shot's changed. Oh, I saw Ruby move her sight. Oh no, not so good from Helen. I thought after winning that set she might have calmed down, but she got a bit more anxious, didn't she? Decent looking shot. Nice. There we go. Look at that. A little sight adjustment.
Still low.
Yeah. If she took her group centre there, that would nearly all be goals.
Yes. It's interesting that the practice feels a strong tailwind, which will, I think they might have fooled the setting of the sights.
Okay, we'll just wait for official confirmation back from our results team. Virtual high fives. It was elbow pumps yesterday they were giving each other. Okay, there we go, official. So Ruby wins our third quarterfinal, and she will move into the semi-finals and face the winner of our next and final quarterfinal.
Yeah, she'll be very pleased with that.
Yeah.
Good performance. I'm sure Helen will get straight back to the practice field and
Yeah, she probably will.
she'll try and fix the things that weren't quite working right for her.
Well, some of Ruby's shots looked really, really good and attacking.
Yeah, nice execution.
Look at that. Yeah.
That's very good.
She really stares it down.
Yes.
Follow, yeah. See, look at the eyes. They stay on. I love that. I love to see that. Following it all the way. Yep. Good little slow-mos here. Just resetting the field and target faces. So they have to change their gloves. They have to take the face off, then from the previous match, then they have to go sanitize their hands, change the gloves, put new gloves, fetch new faces.
Excellent.
It's a very crazy process, but they're ensuring safety for all. Quarter-final number 4 now, and we get to see Britain's number 1 lady recurve, Bryony Pittman, and she is competing against Julia Larkins. Richard, I think this is another biggie, a big match.
Yes, of course. I mean, Bryony, obviously I'm always keen to see how she's developing. I think year by year she's been getting better and better.
Yep.
Works really hard, does a lot of work in the gym, a lot of physical work, and she shoots a lot of arrows as well.
Yeah.
Again, shoots a heavy bow, 43,
Yep.
44 pounds. Julia, she's just transitioning from being full-time worker and recreational club archer to she's trying to go full-time, and that has its added stresses.
Yes.
She's shooting what, 42 pounds on her fingers now.
That's good.
Again, very strong.
I think Bryony needs to come out and dominate. She lets Julia get into this match.
Oh my god, yes. That's a statement, isn't it? Super.
Yeah. So Bryony won this title in 2018 here. Last time it was here.
Bryony's sort of technique has been set the last few years. She's she's not had to make any big changes at all.
Wow.
It's
Very
just
calm.
yes. Julia's changed everything in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
So she's trying to coordinate all that, which is difficult.
Decent look. That's a great adjustment there from
Yes.
Julia.
Oh my word, that's
10, 10,
fantastic,
10.
isn't it?
What a way to start a match.
It's absolutely super.
All your opponents see that, don't they, and hear that.
So the Koreans are watching that one.
Yes. Julia's there or thereabouts. Bryony's just come out and told everybody I'm here. You all need to look out.
Yes, she's even in training she shoots a lot of tens.
Yeah. I always say if Bryony is on it, she's so hard to beat.
She has a high proportion of tens, and then she'll have the odd little error. But
Yeah.
that's a normal pattern.
But they're
of
getting
shot.
less though, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. And that's the key to the highest level shooting, is to stop the little errors, the little mistakes.
Yes.
Most matches are won on that rather than on the good shots. It's where do the weaker shots go?
Yeah. Those 8s become 9s.
Yes.
Those 9s line cut are 10s.
And when you get to the very top of international level, you have to stay inside the yellow.
Yeah.
And a high proportion of tens. It's very tough out there. Especially when you consider how small it is.
Yes. Set number 2, Yulia will lead off now, and she'll need to show Bryony that she can shoot the 10s as well. Just a little bit on the right. Was it? Is that a sight or is that a slight bit of error in the shot?
No, I think the shot was good. I think she's just, the group is on the right.
Yeah. Oh, Bryony's over on the right as well. So didn't get to see the windsock. Oh. A bit low. Not quite settled down.
No, she's not centred yet, is she?
Both of these have managed to shoot in some pilot events and some field competitions that have been going on, and a 9 just to take the set from Bryony. Not quite so impactful, but a good shot.
Yeah, Bryony shoots a lot of field archery, doesn't she?
Yes.
That's where she came from, really, and she loves it. And
yes.
It's a big part of her training, which is she likes it's more adaptive, isn't it? More challenging. Every
yes.
shot is different. You have to manufacture shots.
And it's nice to get away from this as well sometimes.
Yes,
I think some of them like that. Be interesting to see how Bryony manages herself today without a coach, because she likes to be distracted.
Yes, she likes very much the chatting in between ends.
Yes.
It can be sports specific or not. She just likes to talk in between. I think Yulia does as well. She's
chatty.
Yes, very chatty.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. If it's just trying to do what you normally do.
Yeah. Well, yesterday some of the compounds just started chatting to each other between ends. That was really strange. You were opponents at the moment.
I often think the compounds are a lot more social than some of the recurves at times.
A bit more relaxed at times.
Yes, yes. No, that's great.
Okay, set number 3. Yulia will lead off. She needs to stop Bryony to keep this match going. It's a decent looking shot, but
I think, yes, a good shot. It's just she's not centred.
There's been a lot of them hanging around this right hand 8.
Yes.
Better start from Bryony, but still a little bit to the right now.
You can see the flags are pointing that way.
Needed a bit more than that, I think.
Yes, good looking shot.
Yeah.
Nice bow arm.
Yep.
Just when the breeze is slowly starting to build up, it's hard to feel what's going on.
You can see her finger slings going that way. Look at that. There we go. That's a good adjustment. Bryony needs a 9 to win. And it's a 10. Really good
Super
shot
shooting.
there.
Yep, you can see she's on form.
So she came out, bang, then she lost it again, but then she found it, her group was good again on the third end, just a little bit hanging to the right.
I think often if you've shot the 3-10 end, the next end can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
You know, mentally you have to reset and start again.
Yeah.
That's quite common.
Oh, a virtual handshake was the choice there. You had a virtual high five and a virtual handshake so far.
Yeah, super performance from Ryanie. Yulia, actually she shot okay. I think this is part of her development.
Yeah, I think some of them, I said this year, I think some will look back and they might look at their groups and go, oh.
Yes, yes, when you replay it. You know,
yeah.
Competitions like this, it just reflects how your practice is going.
Yes.
They're two totally different mindsets and different spheres to be in.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't quite work for you in the competition, well, you have to look at how good your training was.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to change things. But be sure they're not the same, totally different feelings.
Mm. Yeah, so look at Bryony.
Also has an excellent bow arm.
She likes to set all her own equipment up, doesn't she?
Yes,
She's very
and
knowledgeable.
a big part of what we try to develop at Archery GB is mastery. So
Yes.
that's been able to master everything.
Yeah.
It's not just the shooting, it's the mindset, it's the equipment, it's your physical training. You have to, the archer has to shoot the arrows themselves.
Yeah.
And you have to understand all aspects. If you don't, and that's part of the learning process, if you haven't learnt all of it, then it's a lot more difficult.
Yes. Okay, so we might be able to get the brackets up from the quarterfinals to show our semifinals. Here we go. So, quick review of our quarterfinals. First match, Jaspreet for Sagu and Naomi Folkard repeat of last year's gold medal final. Came down to the last arrow, a 5-setter. Set the day up lovely, really, didn't it, Richard? That good match. It was a Jaspreet. I'll be very relieved to win after being champion last year. She's always nice.
I mean, if you think last year it was really windy, wasn't
it?
Was
Horrific,
very strong.
Yeah.
Here, it's just a very light breeze.
Yeah. Then Sarah Battles came out shooting very strong against Rebecca Tippin, she never really settled. Then we had Helen Faulkner, Ruby Paul. Ruby was grouping great. If she centres a group, everybody will have to watch out. Helen got a set but didn't quite maintain that rhythm, and then Bryony beat Yulia Larkins in our last quarter-final. So our first semi-final is coming up now. Semi-final number 1 here at the 2020 National Tour Finals is Sarah Bettles versus Jaspreet Sagu, our defending champion. Both of these archers looked in fine form in our quarter-final. Richard Priestman, what's going to be important now?
Yes, again, consistency. I think it's holding the form, holding the nerves. They both know where the middle is, they know how to win, and they know their opponent's going to be tough. Yeah.
It's going to be about the least mistakes, this one, I think.
Yes.
Not the most tens. Yeah.
Well, let's see. I think we'll see, hopefully we see lots of tens, and don't want to see any mistakes at all. But they both have the ability to hit the middle every time. Yeah. And that's the challenge of archery. You know how to make a 10, but you don't always know how to stop the odd little silly error.
So Jaspreet is going to lead off on set number 1, on target number 2. So she's changed targets from her first round. Nice shot, 9 there.
Yeah, good start.
Good timing on that one. Left 7 from Sarah. Good height. 10 to square the match. There we go.
Nice
Great. I love to see an adjustment like that.
Yes, it's good for confidence, isn't it?
Yeah. Slightly weaker third shot.
Good timing.
Oh, brilliant. Sarah will be really pleased with that. Important to get those first points up in a match like this, I think.
I mean, both the competitors here, they both tend to hold a bit longer. They, especially on in pressure situations. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to work a lot harder. It's preferable to shoot them more quickly. It's less physical and mental stress, but it's not wrong to hold them longer. But you've got to be fitter and stronger and tougher. Just puts more pressure on yourself.
Yes. There we go. Confirmation in. 27, Sarah Battles. 24 for Jaspreet. Set number 2, Jaspreet will shoot first. That was a long hole, but she got the 9.
You have to be very determined.
And strong. Same place for Sarah.
Another long shot.
Quicker, but her release wasn't as clean. Mirror image on each target, isn't it?
They're following each other, aren't they?
Same spot. It's 9 for Sarah to take the second set and to build her lead. And a 10, I think.
Super shot.
That's what I like of Sarah. She kind of, those big shots, she's very good at them.
Yes, she's been great for Archery GB in team matches. She's always been the one who shoots the last arrow.
Yeah.
And that is the toughest shot to do, I think. There's a lot more pressure on that. And she's usually does that very well.
I just remember last year in Den Bosch at the World Championships in the 1 hour shoot off against China for the bronze.
It's
and
incredible.
Sarah's last arrow, being sat in the crowd, I've never been so confident knowing that Sarah would deliver that goal we needed.
She's done that so many times in those situations.
I wasn't hoping, I knew she would do it.
Yes. And I think she was so focused there, she wasn't aware of the external things there.
No. Yeah, it was absolutely fabulous from her.
But this is Sarah's first competition since, I don't know when, long time.
Did she get a names? No.
No.
Probably December then. At the Nationals.
National Indoors, probably the last time she's been in a competition.
Same place. She's got a little.
She's caught in that corner, isn't she?
Yep. Oh, great
Excellent shot.
She's lovely. She's centered up nicely, isn't she? Good shot. Needed that. Sarah was getting more and more confident. That's the only way you can catch your opponent out, isn't it?
Super focus, yes.
And a 10. Great arrows there. From big fight, but 9 for the match, I think.
Excellent shooting,
We'll
yeah.
just wait for the judge decision. They've given a 9-star on Sarah's first arrow, so I think it's a 10, but we'll wait for our judges to decide.
It's always hard to tell from cameras or even with spotting scopes. The judges have a big call to make.
Yep.
Jasprit doesn't give up, does she? She'll fight every last arrow.
Big fight back there. Come in with 2 10s like that then as well when you need them. So Sarah's was a 9, so set point apiece.
So the match is not over by any means.
Little lifeline there with those 10s from Jasprit.
It's whether, does Sarah's thinking change now? Does Jasprit's thinking change?
You never know, do you? Do you remember in Rio where the Korean thought he had won?
Yes.
And he started celebrating and then had to reset to go out and shoot an extra set.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Really
It's a big mind game.
Yeah.
So many things go on in your head at this point.
I know. It's better. She's found her mark now. They're both like kind of in the...
Yes. It seems like there's some wind on the shooting line.
Yeah. And they're aiming off for it and they're not carrying.
Yes.
Yeah. Good shot there from Jasprit. So she's going to take this set now. Steady arrows from Sarah, but Jasprit's just stolen that one. So all of a sudden, from a liner from winning, we're at a 3-1, at 5-3.
Matches can change very quickly.
Are you happy with the standard you're seeing, considering?
I'm very
what's gone
pleased.
on this year?
I think nobody knew just how good anybody would shoot here.
That's the unknown, isn't it? Yeah.
I think even with the lockdown, I think everybody's improved the techniques, and I can see the competitiveness hasn't gone away, has it?
No.
I think you can see they really want to win.
Well, when there's only, this one potentially event all year, really, this year, you probably want to win it more than ever in a bizarre way.
I know, the Archers talk about the national tour all the time. They absolutely love it. They love the format.
Yeah. It's the one you want to have won. Only ever had 7 lady winners of this event.
Gosh, God, that's
And
not a lot, is it?
It's not, and this is the 12th finals. And it's a very elite group who have won it, actually.
Be nice to see heart monitors at this point, just to see
Yeah, Jaspreet
the
looks...
pulse
I'll
rates
tell you
are.
what, fair play, Jaspreet looks calm as a cookie.
She does. Looks cool. Yeah, I know she's been training very hard. She has good facilities at home.
Yes.
She has a great natural strength as well.
Yes. That's a 9 from Sarah, just on the line. Oh, just rushed that one.
That was a little bit tight,
That's
wasn't it?
the first one I've seen get away from her. So, yeah, just a bit keen. Big arrow now for Sarah.
Long hold.
Great delivery. Oh,
Yes.
shocked to see that out there, but just like she did in her last match, pulls a 10 out
Yes.
when you really need it.
Yes, so all on Sarah now.
Yes.
Big shot.
Oh, so wait for some judge confirmations, but we could have a shoot off. Jaspreet showed against Naomi in the first match and just against Sarah. That moment when your back is really against the wall and you dig out that 10
Yes, yeah.
from nowhere.
It's that grim determination that every arrow matters.
Yes.
And those big shots that's what make good champions in the end, isn't it?
Yeah. It's an incredible ability to have, isn't it? It's almost like the harder it gets, the better she'll rise up.
Yes, it shows that great mental toughness.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody tries to shoot a good shot.
Yeah.
There's a difference between doing a good shot and hitting the middle.
Yes.
That's a big, big difference.
Our first shoot off of the weekend, Richard.
Yes, and
Commentators love 'em, archers hate 'em.
yeah, and usually archers would practice for this a lot.
Yep.
And it's a different skill. It's so easy to try too hard on this one.
Yep.
You actually need to do your normal shot.
Yep.
Don't do extra. Don't do less.
Would you want to shoot first or second?
Yeah, it depends on your mindset, doesn't it?
So Jaspreet is shooting first.
Some archers like to go first and just get it down there. Some like to know. Oh, nice shot.
Nice. So obviously, a 10, it's a reshoot.
Oh, how close was that?
What a win!
Super match.
From
Super match.
5-1, from a line cutter to losing, 5-1.
Great
Yeah.
fight back. I've seen so many matches go that way.
Yeah,
5-1
yeah.
down is never lost. You fight and
Yep.
you can win it.
So Jaspreet progresses to a third final, and I've said it loads of times. Defending champion, it does add a little extra weight as well. Doesn't it? You know, you
the
don't.
determination.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah shot well. She didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Good grouping. She's probably disappointed with the 7, but generally some really good arrows. So
Yes.
Jaspreet had to fight really hard to win that one.
Yes, but it's that one dug out 10 on that last arrow there was just huge.
Mm. And she looks very calm with it, doesn't she?
I think she's very happy with herself as well.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Sarah will be disappointed.
Yeah. Just wait for confirmation on that.
But at this stage, it's just winners winning and losing, isn't it?
Yep.
There's no there's no there's no bonus points for doing your best or trying or doing well. It's about
No.
that cutthroat winning and losing.
Yes. So Sarah will be back shortly to shoot for a bronze, which is always a weird match. And Jaspreet will wait to see who she will meet in the final.
Looks like that breeze is starting to pick up quite a bit now.
Well,
showing on the flags down at the target end.
Jaspreet and Sarah were kind of grouping on the 8-9 a lot, weren't they? I just think it's just at the end of the terrace, as I call it. It comes down over the bowling green where the targets are.
Right, so
It's very sheltered for the first 40 metres.
Yeah, it seems a little bit of wind on the shooting line, a little bit of wind on the at the target end. So it's like the breeze is coming around the house, isn't it? And then you'll get some turbulence in the middle, I think.
Yeah.
So that's really hard to read.
It's like a stadium.
Yes, yes. But more beautiful than most stadiums.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location for shooting.
It's the best, I think. It's always a challenge for shooting.
Yes. Okay, so semi-final number 2, we have Bryony Pittman versus Ruby Paul. This is an all or nothing for Ruby, isn't it? Nothing to lose here.
Yeah, there's no pressure on her. She can hopefully go out and just enjoy her shooting, show us how good she can be.
And without being rude about anyone, Bryony will expect to win this, so feel a bit more, won't want to lose. So the pressures are different, aren't they?
Yeah, and this is about, if Bryony doesn't get a perfect start, then it can add extra pressure to you.
Yeah, if Ruby starts,
being a favourite is has its challenges.
It does, yes. Yep. So Bryony's going to lead off. She'll want to. Well, she's opened up with a bang in her last match, which I think set up her win. Decent shot.
She's looking very relaxed.
She is, isn't she?
These are really nice, easy shots from her.
Ruby, just get that sight move, Ruby. Because Ruby's on a light bow, isn't she?
Yes.
So that shows the wind has picked up a lot. Just quickly, I know I don't always like over talking the shooting. We have talked about the bow weights. Some of the full-time athletes do shoot here. You can't just go out and buy a heavy bow and shoot it, can you?
No, it takes years to build up to shooting a heavy weight. I mean, I think Bryony, when I first worked with her 5 years ago, she was on 35, 36 pounds, and she's gradually gone up each year.
Yeah.
She's stayed on this weight all this year on the same. She had planned to go up originally, but I think we'll stay on the 43.
There we go.
Now.
Ruby's got herself sighted. This is the thing, set system, yeah? Okay, Bryony took that set quite easily, but Ruby has now found the middle. She used the end well.
Yes, on score,
the
match would be almost over, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like in the compounds, but in a set system, it's only 2 points lost.
Yeah. But no, so, please don't go out and buy a pair of 46-pound limbs and go, I'm going to shoot as well as Bryony Pittman now.
It's a long journey to go from beginner's bow weights up to a final competitive weight. I mean, there are a band of bow weights which are competitive internationally, and you need to get up there eventually, but you can't go straight there.
No.
too heavy of a weight, and it just compromises your technique.
Yeah, if you can't control your bow,
No,
you
no,
can't control your shot.
It's a lot of hard work in the gym to get up there.
And bow exercises as well. Lots you can do
Yes,
just with your bow.
you have to do the gym work. You do your bow training to convert the gym work into your shooting.
I think you made a video for the Boost Archery the other week. It's on
Yes,
our YouTube.
Yes.
About it.
Yeah, I mean, what you do at home is makes or breaks you as an archer.
Yep.
It's not just what you do on the shooting range. It's not about just shooting arrows. Winning at this level is about the preparation, the training, a lot of physical work.
Decent looking shot, just a little bit. I think she's just getting that drift. Obviously, we saw it. Sarah and Jaspreet started going that way. And Bryony's in.
Yes,
she's shooting great. She's very good at reading the wind, though, Bryony. I always thought.
Yes.
She understands it.
Well, very experienced. Very experienced.
So Ruby's there. She's shooting steady arrows.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice. That's really beautiful shooting, isn't it?
Go on, Bryony. Aim off a little bit more.
Yeah, some archers move the sight and some aim off a little bit.
Yeah. There we go. See, solid shooting there from Ruby.
I'm really pleased to see a technique holding together.
Yes. Big test, isn't it?
Yes. Nice.
What a group.
Lovely group. Movie sight, Bryony.
Yeah.
Yeah, archery in GB is fascinating because we all start as club archers, recreational archers, and archers improve as we all do, and then some actually make a big leap forward to get to this level towards being internationals, competitive international. But it's not a country where we have massive programs to talent hunt and to find and bring young archers into the sport and train them up just to be an Olympic champion. We talent hunt from within clubs. Yeah,
that's one of the fascinating things. When you came back to GB end of 2015,
yes,
I remember you sat in the office chatting to me my first days back, and you 10 years travelling around the world starting programs for World Archery, weren't you?
Yes, yes.
And you said, I've worked out something. We don't start archery as a sport in this country.
No,
it's seen as a sport if you start.
I mean, I love club archery. That's where I came from. It's great, and I would never want to change that. But we need a separate stream to develop Olympic winners.
Yes,
that's a different game altogether. It's a different sport almost.
Yes,
but the good thing is that at any point you can jump from one to the other.
Absolutely,
it's a sport for everybody.
Okay, Ruby, can you get that group where we want it? Just a bit to wind.
That's the annoyance of the wind. You can overcook it, can't you?
I know.
You try so hard.
You could see it dropped there. The flag was back down. Oh, Brian, a bit high one from Bryony.
So clearly Brownie's moved aside from the last end. And
she'll be mad now that she gave it that half a click too much. There we go. Great.
Nice
she deserved that. It was such a tacking arrow, wasn't it? This is how I love to see archery, Richard. Two people really who attack. Nice.
Well, it is an attacking sport.
Yeah.
We're trying to kill the middle, aren't we?
We've got a camera. We just see the face as they let go.
The archers go through a lot of anguish.
That's calm.
Very smooth.
She's happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you seem like Brownie's ready for competition. You can see that in the face, can't you?
Yeah. She loves it though. She lives to compete, doesn't she? She likes to compete.
Well, she's been doing this since she's been a young junior. She's wanted to win all this time.
Yeah.
And that's her whole life is set up around that. Which is balancing this with her university studies as well.
Did she get a first?
Yes, she
just qualified with
I
the
mean, she was
first
shooting
in
for Great
history.
Britain, doing all these trips around the world,
Yeah.
winning Olympic places, and still gets a first.
Yes. I know.
And she's not a natural person who can study, and she's not
Yeah.
actually a natural person to shoot. She has to work
Mm.
really hard on everything to get any kind of success. It's never been a gimme.
No, I know. I remember over 10 years, I remember Naomi saying that she used to send Naomi questions and stuff like that when she was really, really young and
Yeah,
ask her
so
stuff.
it's a good lesson for any young junior out there is, yes, you can still become a really good archer and still get good grades.
Yeah.
As long as you manage your time and your life around that.
Yeah. Okay, so confirmation from our semi-finals. Jaspreet Singh, Sarah Battles. Jaspreet is our great value for our matches today, isn't she? She's making every match a match, and she's digging out some wins. Bryony Pittman on a cruise control, so that final's going to be interesting because Bryony hasn't had to fight yet massively.
No.
Jaspreet has fought her way to the final.
Yes, you know she will put pressure on you.
Yeah. Sarah will now shoot against Ruby for bronze.
So a difficult match for Sarah. She's probably, she probably thinks she should have won that last match. She'll be a bit sore from that.
Yeah.
And then you have to reset for your next match.
I know. And as I said, Ruby, she's making her shots. She's not quite reading the wind. But when she puts those two together, she'll progress.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody can relax here.
No. But our final, I'm looking forward to a lot because I think that's going to be a good slug out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bryony and Jaspreet, they'll both be up on the balcony and they'll be talking to the coaches and the mentors and trying to get the right frame of mind for the match.
And as we've seen, Jaspreet was a line cutter from going out against Sarah, and things like that can just give you that little bit of
fractions of an inch.
It's like in a tennis match when somebody's 2 sets to love up, they're on match point and they don't get it. Next thing you know, it's a 5-setter, and that person it's gone.
Your mental game has changed at that point.
And the other thing is, being out there, the speed it goes. You don't realise when you're down on that shooting line, the speed these things go.
Yeah, time goes very quickly.
Yep. Okay, so time for our bronze medal match. We have Ruby Paul versus Sarah Battles. I think this is going to be a nice match. They both swapped targets from the last time they were out, which I always find fascinating. Sarah's going to be favourite, but she's still got a job to do.
She has the experience, of course, but you never know. It's match play.
Yep. And when the sun's coming in and out a bit today, isn't it? And that can alter your string picture, can't it?
Well, it does, yes. The that string alignment is very important for me.
Nice looking shot. Oh, Jan,
yeah,
great
good
shot.
Start.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the sun's out, the string looks much wider.
Yes.
And that can confuse you when you're trying to line things up. Because the string alignment is part of aiming. It's not just pointing the sight at the middle.
Yeah.
It's seeing both.
Oh, same place. There we go.
Identical.
She's got a straight this time. Yeah, second shot for Sarah. See the sun on her face there. Big chance here for Ruby. Oh.
It's actually quite a good group. They're just not centred.
She's been grouping all day.
Yes.
Ah, there we go.
Super shot.
Nice shot. No errors. I'm not having any more messing around. She was saying. Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing how a weaker shot fires you into action on the next one.
Yep.
How many times have you gone from a 7 to a 10?
Yeah. So many.
Sometimes you need that.
Ruby looks very relaxed. She's obviously waving to someone. There we go. Yeah.
I think she's really happy just to be shooting.
No, she was so
She's gone
excited when she got the invite. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gone through a lot with her injuries and so on.
And it takes a lot to come back from that, especially at a young age.
Well, it's just the healing process, and
Yeah.
and then you start with a very light bow again. You're almost going back to beginner stage just to get shooting.
Okay, so set number 2 of our bronze medal match. Ruby Paul looking to get some points on the board. Okay, so Sarah, slight advantage after the opening arrows. 9. Ruby matches that 9. Nice.
Nice shots.
Really good. Yep.
Again, another group just not quite centered.
I know. And Sarah just pinches that set by a point. Just did enough.
Amazing how many sets are won by 1 point.
Oh. Well, as I said yesterday many times, who'd have thought that it was September when you're shooting your first head-to-head since January? I think for most of the people yesterday.
It doesn't make sense, does it? We're in a different world now. Yeah, we should be looking forward to the indoor season now. We don't even know what's happening there,
really
do
sure,
we? We just don't know what we can or can't do.
Encouraging everyone just to think out the box and don't expect the normal. What can we do to make it happen? That's what we've got to do.
Yes.
What can we do to make it happen? How can we get an hour a week each in our club, not give up? We have run a few pilot tournaments now, just general double 720s, and there's one they're Woking this weekend as well.
They're just there's some really good events happening. It has its big challenges, I know.
5 metre boss centres, but it's working well.
We just can't think of it like it used to be.
No.
This could be quite some time now.
Archers hate change though, Rich.
Yes, of course we do.
We all change our technique all the time.
Coaches hate change as well, but you have to get on with it. It's just not losing sight about
where's
what.
Ruby's arrow? Oh, it's high, gone high. That's a shame.
Yeah, we just can't lose sight of what we want to be,
No.
and what and then you do whatever it takes.
So Ruby's 4, Sarah's 10.
Super shot.
I think Sarah's on a victory lap for a bronze medal here. There we go. That's a better shot. Shame about Ruby's first arrow because she'd shot a really tidy match until that.
Yes.
Nice shot there from Sarah.
Nice.
Oh, great finish. Real shame.
Very pleased for Ruby. She's on the way back.
Yes.
I think she'll be very heartened by her performance today.
Sarah hit to win. Well done, Sarah Battles.
Oh, nice shooting.
3 hours in the yellow to finish her off a bronze medal. Hopefully she'll be pleased with that, Richard.
Yeah, I think she'll be disappointed she wasn't in the final.
Yeah.
I think that's what she was aiming for. You know, nobody likes losing.
No.
Good thing about the bronze medal is you win a bronze, a silver. Well, you've earned the final, but you lose.
I know.
And it's a kind of a strange feeling.
Yeah.
At least with a bronze medal, you go out with a win. So
yeah,
that's a real positive.
I must admit, yesterday, the bronze, like Izzy Carpenter won the bronze yesterday morning, and she was super happy.
Yes.
And
but everybody in the silver position feels disappointed, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though it's a high rank.
Yes. Okay, confirmation of our bronze medal to Sarah Battles. She's got her podium at National Tour Finals finally as well, so she should be happy.
One thing about Sarah is that I've been working with her for 3.5, nearly 4 years, and all the time she's been performing at all these levels, she's been slowly changing technique. You know, she's never been frightened of changing.
No.
She's always up for the next improvement in the bow arm or the release or whatever part of technique we're working on. It's continual change. It's not like she makes a change and then doesn't do anything for 6 months. It's change, and she's very open to that.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a journey to get to where she wants to be, because she wants to be the best.
No, and she's always a very, very steady performer.
Yes, fantastic for GB teams. I think the girls like to have her in the team.
Yes. And of course, you know, her and Bryony Pittman now should have been Olympians.
Yes, she should have been there.
This should have been coming home from Tokyo and a really relaxed end of season.
Yes. Yes, you just don't know where they would have finished, do you? There are opportunities for medals.
Yeah. Don't like talking about other countries, but obviously Germany having Elena Richter retire.
That's a big surprise, isn't it? I think Germany had 3 outstanding
they did.
ladies in the team. Absolutely fantastic. They're going to have to train somebody up very quickly now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very quickly. That's what I'm really pleased about with GB now. We have got strength in depth.
Yeah.
You know, we have Bryony, Naomi, Sarah, and then we have quite a few coming from behind with Julia and Jaspreet. And you can go 4, 5 or 6 archers who are getting there. You know,
absolutely.
That's really exciting. So it means the top ones can never relax.
No, absolutely not. It's now time for the gold medal final here at the 2020 Archery GB National Tour. We have an outstanding final here. We have the last 2 champions, 2018 champion Bryony Pittman, and on target 2, defending champion Jaspreet Singh. Jaspreet is shot in this final. It's her 3rd final. It's also Bryony's 3rd final, so they're 1-1 apiece.
Right.
Bryony's cruised through. Jaspreet has toughed it out.
Yeah, and sometimes that can really help you. I think. Yeah, let's see.
I think this opening set's going to be interesting. Bryony's going to start off.
We can, if you look at people's faces, look at their eyes, look at the look at the length of the holds, look at the follow through. There's the signals all the way through as to what's going to happen.
Yes. Bryony will be happy. Strange. but as we've seen,
Yeah, it's 1 hour, it's 1 set.
yeah. That was a class shot.
So relaxed,
There
wasn't
was
it?
I knew where that arrow was going before it even hit Richard.
Yeah, it's just that combination of power but relaxed.
Jaspreet's found it now.
Yes.
She won't be worried losing that first set at all.
No, she's been there before. She will fight.
Yep.
She just needs to reset now, move on.
And Bryony, if she keeps her momentum, so just wait for all the scores to be confirmed. It's a bit longer walkout today. It's an extra 20 metres to the target for them.
Yes, yes.
These guys, they walk every end quite a distance to fetch the arrows and score for us. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but without the volunteers, where would we be?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're so important.
These are a really well-oiled team, though, and of doing actually the result. And it's so important to get the results right at these targets, as
Yes,
it's been seen at many important events, and they are a very efficient team. 30 people to run this today.
wow.
I know.
Yeah,
All
you can't
volunteers.
do without them.
Yep.
See, they're just on the left, just going to safety.
And even Sue, our chief judge there, who's on the line, said yesterday, I didn't realise how much I'd missed judging.
Yes.
You absolutely, yeah, the first day judging since March, I think she said. And
I think everybody in every position that just so passionate about the sport. There's a niche for all of us.
Yep. Okay, Jaspreet leads off set 2.
Yeah,
10. There you go.
She knew she needed to make a statement there.
Yeah.
Try and put some pressure on Bryony.
Can't let Bryony get away.
Oh. This is quality.
Just a little low. That was a good quick shot as well from Jaspreet.
Yes, probably quicker than she expected.
Yes.
Then you don't get full power behind it. It's not about shooting fast just for the sake of it.
No.
It has to be under control.
Yeah. Jaspreet doesn't have a fast shot really, does she? She's better when she aims them and shoots them. That's about normal. Yep, they're same place.
But just a little bit tighter on those. You see the string hand comes away from the face and you lose a bit of control.
Bryony looking for the second set. Boom, 29 again.
Excellent shooting.
Bryony showing why she's number 1 seed today. And hasn't been sat down playing Xbox in her lockdown.
Hope not.
She probably manages that in her time as well.
I think she's very organised.
She
fits a lot into her day.
Yeah. The queen of that, was Alison Williamson. Her day was the most planned.
Yes. Yeah.
Ever.
It has to be successful at this level. You can't just drift through it.
No.
Archery is very time consuming, time needy, and there's lots of other stuff we still need to do in our lives. So that time management is, it's essential. You can't take shortcuts.
Do you think these days anyone could compete at the top level still having a job and doing other stuff, or
it's
not?
Possible, but very difficult. Very difficult. I think there are examples of people who do hold a job, but you need a very nice employer to give you lots of time off for all the trips. It's very difficult.
Okay.
Nothing's impossible, but you
Jazz Preet knows nothing's impossible, and even though she's 4-0 down, she'll still be believing she can take this set and keep this match alive. Great first shot.
Super.
Bryony is on fire. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Jazz Preet needs those 10s. She didn't need that.
Just a little bit tight.
Bryony.
See, she knows she needs to shoot 10, so that
Yeah.
puts more pressure on you.
It wasn't as clean. Yeah.
But the group is hanging a little bit low,
Yeah.
isn't it? And low errors is the easiest mistake to make.
Yes.
You know, it's like less power.
No. Bryony can win with a 7. It's a 9.
Nice shot.
There you go. Fantastic shooting today, Bryony. No messing. 27 arrows to be the champion.
Excellent. No, it's a super performance.
Yeah.
Well in control, I think.
I think we'll see a smile if we get to see her face.
Yes, I mean she's well in control of her own mental game.
There we go. Yep, a smile.
Yeah.
Good defence from Jazz Preet. She came here and didn't want to give her title up. I think she fought really hard past Naomi Folkard and Sarah Bettles. 2 huge mental battles, both those matches.
All credit to her. She's growing as a competitor. She really
maturing.
is.
Yeah.
You know, she's on the fringe of the GB team, and I guess I know that's what she aspires to be.
Yes.
And
Bryony will be very pleased to win her 2nd GB crown here. So, Richard, just some quick thoughts on what we've seen this morning, please.
well, absolutely fantastic. I've seen some really great performances. I'm really heartened that the competitiveness is still there.
Yep.
You know, it's such a long time since we've seen it. I think it's natural, isn't it? I'm liking some of the technique work that's been going on.
Yeah.
And the fitness as well. I think there's good control in the shot.
I think there were less nerves out there today than we saw yesterday for the compound day. That was my biggest observation.
Yes, you see the 3 medalists.
Yeah.
I think super shooting. They deserved what they achieved today. Super.
Brilliant.
I think quality shooting, and they'll be wanting more.
Yes. So that's going to wrap from our GB National Tour 2020 Women's Final. Fantastic result from Bryony Pittman, winning her 2nd championship. I've been John Knott. Many thanks to Richard Priestman, and we will be back at 2 p.m. with the men's competition.
Thank you.
Goodbye.